Boy, you are a superstar. If you can just pop in the studio. You know what? Play his intro while he gets going here.
I think just like Dom's outfit, they're not always pretty. Sometimes they're really ugly. But
Just been all over Amazon and just about every site looking for these mustard pants. And
My wife will tell you she wants to burn mine.
People actually listen to your show.
They watch.
They
Yeah, I
watch
told
it.
you. Yeah.
play defense in that first half like Dom transitions to you after the game. It's way too long, way too lazy. But
You got all these answers. I'm going to bring you over and have you do our non-conference schedule.
I'd love to. I'd love to go to Grand Canyon,
I would
man.
love.
Hey,
well,
you're
you
doing
can
that
come with.
game.
That's not the thing. I love when you're on Dom. You're so transparent. And I'm like, so two things are happening. That one, people are watching your show,
Yes,
listening.
yes.
Right? That
Yep.
caught me a little off guard. I'm just being honest.
All righty, in studio, here he is. Fresh off taping the Bison Coaches Show. I don't have a coffee for you. I'm
That's what I was
sorry.
just going to say
I'm
right away.
sorry.
Thanks for the coffee. I
don't-
appreciate it. Yep.
What's going on?
A lot's going on.
Yeah, man. You've been traveling the world here. You just
Well,
got
here's
back yesterday.
Here's the first thing. I'm going to filibuster my show, right? This is when Dave Richman's on. This is my show. Hey, a big shout out to the good person. This is the kudos, the feel good right here this morning. A little bit of weather, as we know.
Yep.
A little bit of weather
Yep.
put my 17-year-old, in the side of the road into the ditch today.
Oh.
Yeah, thankfully she and everybody else was okay. Followed the Life 360, to follow her. And when I get there, and I didn't even get his name, but I did give him a hug. There's some gentleman already had her hooked up and
wow.
winched, and we were able to get her out, and she made it to school this morning. And that's what you need,
Yep.
right? That's what
That's
you need.
awesome.
You need some stories like that, and you need some people like that gentleman, and really appreciate his efforts this morning.
Well, that's good. Heart in the throat for his dad, right? I imagine. He's found
Absolutely.
Out, yeah.
And gosh dang it, you don't like to see that, right? You don't
No.
like to see your daughter hysterical like that and feeling like, this is just
Yeah.
I hope hopefully my wife's not listening because she gets mad at this, but sometimes the birds got to fall out of the nest. And unfortunately, one of the best ways to learn is to fail,
no doubt on that.
and you can have some conversations with a 17-year-old that thinks she knows a lot. Thinks she knows everything,
Yeah.
but maybe this is a reality. We still got some things to learn, Dom,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But thank you to that gentleman.
Yes, absolutely. It's great to see you. Thanks for popping in. So add on top of that you've had a lot going on the last 48 to 72 hours here. I know you can't be thrilled, obviously, what happened Monday. So I'll just ask you, what do you think? What happened Monday night, in your opinion?
I think there's a bunch of excuses, Dom. None of those excuses are going to get us to where we want to get to. I could sense my experiences that something like this was certainly in the cards. Meaning you've got a very hungry Southern Illinois team that's 1-2. You've got a team that in North Dakota State that maybe it was a little too fat on the cat. A little bit. And you've got some circumstances with some injuries. You've got some circumstances with some travel. And, I had one of our assistants said, well, did you think it would be that bad? And I'll be honest with you, if I'm going to lose by 5, I don't really care. There's some things that need to get proven in November, and I'm not afraid to do those things, Dom. And a loss to me is a loss.
Yeah.
A loss is also an unbelievable learning opportunity, and there's some things even within that game that some guys need to learn, and myself included, some things that we need to continue to build on. And we do have a bunch of excuses, but this is welcome to non-conference basketball at the mid to low major level, and that's just the reality of it. But we've got to use these opportunities today, tomorrow, Friday to continue to get better and work towards the best version of ourselves. The Santa Clara win is a terrific win. The Southern Illinois loss is a bad loss. It's a loss, right? But neither one of those are going to define our season. If they are, then we're going to be in a really unfortunate, really just not a fun place, right? If those are defining things and what we ultimately want to accomplish. They're both learning experiences, and we need to find ways to learn from both of those experiences.
I know Jackson Money didn't play. Can you give us an update on what his status is at?
Yeah, we're going to get some more imaging done today, this afternoon, to see exactly where Jackson is. I don't have a real clear-cut answer. Obviously, anytime you're talking about imaging, Dom, that's not a great thing, certainly. But I don't want to put the cards, out there too early. I don't want to put the cart before the horse and make a statement because I don't have all the information. And that imaging should show us or tell us the information that we need to move forward. Is that he's ready to practice or play tomorrow? Is it that he's going to be done for a while? Is he going to be done for a long while? I just don't have all that information today.
How difficult is that to balance as a coach, knowing, okay, here's one of our guys I'm going to count on. We don't know what his availability is.
Yeah, it's really difficult, but it's an excuse. Southern Illinois doesn't care. Minnesota Crookston doesn't care, and somebody else has got to step up. And we didn't have a couple guys, in my mind, rise up and step up on Monday night. And that's what needs to happen. I just think Jackson has been adjusting to the Division I level, the speed, the strength, the endurance, the athleticism, and I thought he was very average in the first half against Santa Clara. I didn't love where he was against Bakersfield, and he, along with a lot of our guys, got challenged. And that's probably the most disappointing part for Jackson and our team was he was just dynamite.
Yes.
In the second half and overtime. I thought he was the best player on the floor in overtime. And but again, those aren't third world problems, right? We've got other players. They need to step up. At some point, Jackson will be healthy. And then we need to continue to work towards a better version of ourselves.
All right, let's break. We'll give Dave a chance to take a breath. We'll come back. We'll chat about the Santa Clara comeback and look ahead to tomorrow night and then the road trip to Georgia. Dave Richman joining us in studio. Back on Hot Mic after this. Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget, we've got Bison Men's Hoops tomorrow night, and it's on ABC. We're on WDAY statewide in North Dakota. Bison hosting University of Minnesota Crookston. A brief respite at home as Bison will be heading back out on the road next week as Dave Richman joins us back here in studio. This is, again, life of mid-major basketball. You get one at home, and then you're back out on the road for the next 10 days after this one tomorrow night.
Is my coffee, is that behind your computer?
You're so worried. Come on. The boss man's here today. He was gone last week, so you can go right upstairs. I'll escort you right up there.
Typical Dom. Just pass the buck, blame somebody else.
I have a show to do. What do you want me to do here?
Jeez. I just told you our program wasn't built on excuses. Yeah, thank you. Right? See?
Yeah, but on your side. I know
your
that.
team is on my team.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's certainly you always you're building the schedule and you're putting it together and it lays out, man, it lays out great. And then all of a sudden it's here and it's the reality, and you should hear the amount of sniffles and guys throwing up, and it's just the reality of mid-major basketball.
Yeah.
When I will say this, and I think we were 15 minutes late getting into Fargo last night. So far, commercial travel has been
that's really good, man.
That's a minor miracle right there. And but it is what it is, right? And we're all going through it. It's all part of the pilgrimage, and it's something we need to continue to work on and embrace. There's some things that I got to figure out too. As we're traveling so much, is it travel day a true off day for our guys? Is there some extra time when we need to go harder? Is there an extra time when we don't need to be doing anything else at all? That's certainly part of the equation that falls onto my desk, and all part of it. I know this. We're going to grind today. We're going to grind tomorrow. We're going to grind Friday. We'll take a look at then what Saturday and Sunday look like, and take this one thing at a time from a standpoint of us getting better.
I know it's a week old, but you and I haven't had a chance to talk in studio about what happened last Wednesday night in Santa Clara. And for people that don't follow mid-major college basketball, that was an outstanding win. That one is going to we talked about it. You were on the show that morning, and I'm not saying that because you're here. Santa Clara was ranked preseason third in their league with Gonzaga and St. Mary's. Mm-hmm. And you're getting your doors blown off in the first half. So I have to imagine you gave like the greatest halftime speech ever last Wednesday night.
Yeah, typical. So Dom wants to talk about Southern Illinois, wants to talk about getting your doors blown off by.
Oh, you had a great second half.
Okay. Let me handle the great. Let me handle the great part.
You got the highlights here. You go and watch it, man. You played great in the second half.
No, extremely proud of our guys. I had a little bit of a Dave Richman moment on Tuesday as we were traveling, down into San Jose, Santa Clara area of just really letting our guys know that where we're at, and how we finished against Bakersfield isn't right, and challenged some guys, called some guys out a little bit, and as the head coach, as the leader, as the CEO, I accept all the blame, right, of not doing that sooner, whatever it takes, right. But some guys really responded. I thought Brendan Watkins was terrific. Yep. Just had that gnat mentality, that dog mentality. You and I just got done talking off air about Jack Simone and just the adjustment from, Division II to Division I, especially against some teams and the athleticism, the caliber that we're facing. But you're absolutely right. That was a great win. We got down 19 because we couldn't take care of the ball, and we couldn't fight you. We couldn't play 5-on-5 half-court defense. We were playing full-court defense the entire time. They were living in the open floor. But we made some big shots at the end of the first half and kind of cut into that lead.
Yep.
And I had a buddy that was out there at the game, and he mentioned that to me. I think that was a really crucial point where then for the next 20 minutes or so, we made it a dogfight. It was a 2, 3, 4 possession game, and it never felt like it was away. No. And we had some breaks, but we also made some big things happen. Jakari's 3, Brennan's free throws, obviously, and then I thought, we just kind of the momentum completely shifted as we got that thing into overtime, and minus the fans with their shirts off underneath, it was pretty.
How was that?
Yeah,
it was the baseball team I heard.
Is that what it was?
So that's
I always say this, and I got some quote-unquote friends, I say this, that give me a hard time about never smiling or doing anything else. I am oblivious to 99% of what is going on, except for what's going on the court and the game atmosphere. I did not know that was going on until I saw something on social media afterwards, too. So isn't that, though, that's what I love about college athletics, the spirit and atmosphere of all those things.
That Jakari 3 will get lost in it, but what's going through your mind when he launches that from 30-some-odd feet?
This better go in,
because there's 10 seconds left, and we're down 5.
And we don't win it. Without it too, or maybe Brennan has to settle and take a 3, and Jakari missed some two decent looks a little bit sooner than that, so you feel like he was due. And I say this in some other situations, but sometimes ignorance is bliss, and I think there was I don't know quite what's going on, but I know I better get this up quick. And again, it's early in the season, some end of game situations, that we're all working towards, but a great win. I know Santa Clara stubbed their toe against Nevada the next game, but they just pounded Riverside last night. You and I had talked on the Wednesday show. I got Luke Strage behind me on the way down to, I think it was down to Santa Clara, telling me this is a really, really good team. But the length, the skill that they have, built like kind of what you'd see like a foreign team, a FIBA team. I think that's a Santa Clara team that's going to win a bunch of games this year, and so really, really happy. Anytime you can go on a road, it's a guarantee game, and I'm not going to shy away from those things for us to win a guarantee game like that, a bye game.
Good luck getting them on the schedule again. That ain't gonna happen.
Exactly. But really, really happy for our guys. They responded from some adversity Monday nights and battled and stuck together.
How is Jakari, in your mind, handled now, knowing being the guy, knowing the defense are going to focus on him?
Yeah, it's certainly been a work in progress. It's some conversations that Jakari and I in particular have had of are you going to be willing to make the winning plays, Jakari? Because there's going to be times when you've got the best defender, or you've got 2 defenders hanging all over you, and that winning play is the next pass, or maybe a pass, a hockey assist that doesn't lead directly into your assist. Again, here's transparent Dave Richman. I think Jakari is a really good, very talented, gifted scorer. I think Jakari is a very gifted on-ball defender. His growth is the winning plays that come off the ball, to be in a gap, to make a rotation, to come down and make a hit defensively, to do all those things. To our point, right, to get feet in the paint and then find somebody inside out and really continue to trust our process, to trust his brothers around him. And you're slowly starting to see some things from Jakari, because I know this, Jakari wants to win, right? And I've stressed to all of our guys that have aspirations of going on and playing professionally is, it's the Tyson Wards, the Taylor Brauns, all those guys that have had success professionally, they were on successful college teams. When an NBA GM calls, or a coach or an agent or whatever, we're all charged with the same thing. It's winning. And they want guys that are going to help their programs, their organizations win.
You have Crookston tomorrow night, and then you're heading back out. And for people that don't know, can you give us a little of the backstory about getting invited to the multi-team event down in Alabama and what this presents next week?
Yeah, this is your favorite topic.
Scheduling is my favorite.
Non-conference scheduling. It just really, Scott Nicky made a comment afterwards. That's why I don't go to California anymore, because it's the 2-hour travel back and time zones. Well, Scott, find me some other games. Find us some other games that we can sign up for. That's just it. We every year we go into with the parameters that we need to fill out a non-conference schedule, and part of that is to, as best as possible, simulate a conference tournament, and hopefully we're in a position in March where we're not playing 3 and 3. But you also want to prepare harder than the ultimate goal, and we're going to. we're gonna take care of business hopefully on Thursday night, tomorrow night, and then we need to make sure that we're in a fresh physically and mental space and place to go down. And it's just one of those MTEs, when you're on the message boards and you're shopping around and letting people know what you need, and you're finding out what they need and how dates match up. And again, there's a lot. I still remember, and you'd love, Josh Jones said, "Hey Jones, you're going to take over Skies." "Oh, great! I got this idea, I got this plan," and he's got this face, and I'm like, "Yeah,
good luck,
you
right?
have no idea what you're walking into." Right. Hey, how about Kansas City's 100-point win too?
I talked about it yesterday.
Okay.
I hammered him yesterday.
Well,
and
you can go ahead.
I tweeted it out. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
All right. Okay. I get it. 100% I get it. I do. But I'm a huge Marvin Minzy fan.
I like
huge.
the guy too.
Right. But there's so many other things that go behind it. Now, we're not going to play Oak Hills Christian again.
Yeah.
And I can't speak for them. Those get away. They do. Right, and they're not fun probably for a lot of people.
Anybody.
But at the time when you're looking for games, Dom, in the spring and early summer, and there's dates that you need, and there's only those certain parameters, like I'm just telling you, that's how they get scheduled. And I know, I get it. Show me your whatever face you got, like. But I'm just telling you, there's two sides of every story.
I get it,
and I am going to defend. I think Marvin Minzies is one of the best people in our profession.
I'm not trashing him.
Yep.
I'm just saying, like, what would it be better to just either have a practice or just something rather than have that?
No, because
I know you're going to say it's a win. We're getting a win.
Well, no, it's a win, but you also have to fill out a schedule.
Yeah.
And every single one, I don't speak for everybody, but majority of us in the Summer League have to go on the road and play these guarantee games.
Yep.
And at some point, like, we are student athletes, we need to keep our guys' butts in the classroom. And they need to be home and to sleep in their own beds and to do all these things. And here's a breaking news. Put the like, not many people, especially really good opponents, are excited to just jump in and come back to Fargo.
There's our breaking news sound. Yeah, they don't really want to come and play in Fargo. I get it. Believe me. I'll send you the clip. I hammered this yesterday, so we talked about it.
I'm sure you did.
So
I'm sure you did.
It's we got to figure out a way though to have some sort of consortium, something, to say, hey,
be part of a solution, not a problem.
I am. I'm saying, hey,
okay.
Somebody call me. You got my number. Throw it out there.
I'm going to tweet it out right now.
I'm sure you will. I know
Call
you will.
Dom Izzo in Fargo, North Dakota, because he's got Division I men's conference.
I would love to have, like, you're going to do the Big Sky Summit. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's a cool, because it's guaranteed a home game and a guaranteed a road
Here's
game.
what I will 100% defend you on is we do need some transparency in college basketball scheduling. And we need an understanding here. Like, there is so much of protecting a roster. There's so much gamesmanship, and there's so much. You know what? If you're good, play good teams.
Go play somebody, right?
Absolutely. And we're trying to win every damn game. Make no mistake about it. But I've also learned that because of our sustained successes, because of our location, people aren't really excited to play us. And so, to Scott's point, we might have to go to California again.
Yeah.
We do have to fill out a schedule as well.
Because I've had this conversation with football forever about hey, how many times, I would love to know who told you no. Same with you. I'd love to know, hey, could we get someone, and then just say flat out, no, there's no way we're playing you.
And I mean, I could tell you some names that you wouldn't believe that have told us no.
Yeah.
And I believe Tim Paulsek and Todd Phelps could tell you even a bigger, names.
Yep.
But that's not me. I'm not a snitch. I'm not going to do that on public radio. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Thanks for swinging by. I know you had a hectic morning here. Glad to hear everybody's okay.
I appreciate that.
And we'll see you tomorrow night up at the Shack, all right?
I appreciate you, sir.
Dave Richman joining us each and every Wednesday here on The Big Show. We'll take a break. Hour 2 of Hot Mic. Look at this guy. You're pretty pumped up there. That was good stuff. Hour 2 of The Big Show starts after this.